Hello, everybody. It is day 95 of 365 days of reading the entire Bible in 1 year chronologically. Today, I read the last two chapters of First Samuel. First Samuel, chapter 30 to 31. First Chronicles, chapter 9, verse 40 to 44. Chapter 10, chapter 12, 20 to 22. Second Samuel, chapter 1, and chapter 4, verse 4. The fall of a king and the rise of another. So David returns to Ziklag to find it burned and his people taken. Grief overwhelms his men. They even consider stoning David. But David does not panic. Instead, David strengthened himself in the Lord his God. He seeks God's direction and pursues the raiders and rescues everything. Not a single person is lost, and God restores everything. When David recovers what was stolen, tragedy strikes elsewhere. Saul, in his final battle against the Philistines, his sons are killed, including Jonathan. He's wounded by an arrow, and fearing capture, he decides to fall on his own sword. And a king who once stood tall dies alone, abandoned and dishonored. So the Chronicles account reflect on his death plainly. Saul died because he was unfaithful to the Lord and did not inquire of the Lord. Even in death, Saul's story is a warning about what happens when pride replaces obedience. Now, the news reaches David through an Amalekite who lies about what really happened. He tells David that he himself killed Saul, and David hears this. He's like, "How dare you kill a person, a king who was anointed by God?" So David decides to kill that person that just gave him that news. So he was expecting reward, but he got judgment. So David weeps for Saul and Jonathan for Israel. In Second Samuel chapter 1, he writes one of scripture's most famous laments, how the mighty have fallen. David mourns not just a fallen king, but a broken legacy. So when all seemed lost, David turned to God. When Saul was lost, he turned away from God. One is rising and the other has fallen. Let's let Saul's story remind us that gifting without obedience cannot sustain you. So, and let David remind us that even in devastation, God is our strength.